Good morning, Aries. I'm here with a general reading for the sign of Aries. So anyone with Aries strongly in their chart could resonate with this message. My friends, I will forego the warnings that I usually give and just reach out and remind every viewer of the power that they have within them, the beauty of their heart space, and the powerful works that can be accomplished when we connect in with our own spiritual teams. All right, let's go ahead and see what is here for the sign of Aries. My beautiful friends, I welcome you to this space. The world does seem like a much smaller place here, does it not? What is currently happening for this group of Aries? What is currently happening for this group of Aries, please? What is currently happening for this group of Aries? What is currently happening for this group of Aries, please? What is currently happening? What is currently happening for this group of Aries? What is currently happening? There's a lot happening here, Aries. There's a lot happening here. I'm going to turn this card upright. It tells me that for some of you, this new reality is not quite here yet, but you're beginning to see signs of it. You're beginning to see beautiful signs of it here. Let me get these energies out and we'll get right into this reading. What is the upcoming energy that Aries will be stepping into, Spirit? What is the upcoming energy that Aries will be stepping into? What is the upcoming energy that Aries will be stepping into, please? What is the upcoming energy, please? What is the upcoming energy? What is the upcoming energy, please? What is the upcoming energy? What is the upcoming energy? What is the upcoming energy? And guidance for Aries, please. Guidance for Aries. Guidance for Aries, please. All right, let's go ahead and begin looking at these current energies for the sign of Aries. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and when the Ace of Pentacles came in, it came in at a slant, which tells me that this group of Aries are working very hard and very passionately to bring in a new reality. When we work to bring in new realities, that tells me that there has been a major transformation in your life, some new kind of understanding about your own belief system, about your own strength and power and capacities within yourself. And you are going through some kind of a transformation here because we're seeing real changes come in. All right. And what that tells me when we see the Eight of Pentacles pop its head and the Page of Pentacles, definitely here in the current energy, that tells me that there's been some kind of enlightenment, some kind of major changes that have come in for you, where you're working with your spiritual teams to create a new reality. And when I say reality, this is a serious word which represents real changes. Not an idea, not new passion. Well, there's passion here because you've needed passion to create this new reality. But this is real. This is real, something you can hold, touch, feel, experience, something happening. And you're beginning to see indications that it is coming in for you. You're beginning to see maybe increases in revenue. Perhaps you're being connected. You are being connected in with new job opportunities that bring you new passion, new excitement into your journey. Perhaps you have just gotten some really good news of something happening that is something that you've been waiting for a very long time, and now something has actually came to pass. Something has actually happened, and you've received word of this, and this is very exciting for you because you do have the Knight of Wands here. So there is passion here in this spread, in this current energy. We do have the Four of Pentacles here, which is an energy of safety and security. The Seven of Cups is over the top of the Page of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, which tells me that you're moving forward out of the feeling of safety and security, and you're not quite sure where you're going. There's a feeling of apprehension here, Aries, but that's pretty typical when we move into a new experience. We often have to let go of our fears and our worries, because many of us, when we're in the Four of Pentacles, we have been in the Four of Pentacles maybe for some time, because that is a very safe and secure feeling. The Four of Pentacles, an energy of having just enough, and kind of holding on to it and spending it wisely. If you're talking about money here, you'd be spending it very wisely. You would be making sure that you didn't have any debt, or you're working through your debt very carefully. You just have enough to pay your bills and buy some food but not a whole lot of extra, maybe living month to month, barely scraping by, but you have had enough. And for some of you, this feeling of having enough is better than where you have been, where you haven't had enough, where you have had to accrue debt, or you have had to live in the cold or in the damp. So for many of us, when we reach the Four of Pentacles, it is a very warm energy. It feels very safe, but it's very hard to live there for a long period of time, because it can become very tiring to never feel to never find a break for yourself, to never have an extra cushion. So eventually we are urged to move out of the Four of Pentacles, and I see you doing that. There is some apprehension here and some choices and some confusion about this, but I do see you in the Knight of Wands energy. This is your true energy, your passionate energy, your fiery energy here. And we do have the Wheel of Fortune coming in, which tells me that there's new momentum, new success, new fortune. This is starting to build now for you, Aries. For this group of Aries, this is starting to build. The success, the potential, the indications of more stability, more revenue generation, it's coming in for you. Of course, there are energies of insecurity, energies of confusion, maybe some decisions that you're having to make. But ultimately here, we have you in your true energy, the Knight of Wands. So I think that you're being quite true to yourself. You're using your energy in a way that's natural for you, and you're moving forward into something, and you're seeing new momentum and indications of success here with the Wheel of Fortune. So you're in a really good place. You're in a really good place, Aries. Let's go ahead and move forward into the next incoming energies now. Into the next incoming energies for the sign of Aries. The next incoming energies. Let's see what's here for you. We have the Knight of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. The World. Five of Cups. And the Nine of Wands. Let's go ahead and all right, give me a second here to get into these energies. There is an energy of love here. So whatever you're doing, however you're moving, or whatever's coming towards you, I do feel like this is you here. This is you moving forward. You moving forward into your future. I do feel strongly that this is you moving forward in an energy of love into your future. You could have some apprehension about this. You could have some, fears of vulnerability here with the Knight of Cups. But you're really moving forward in an energy of love. You have really put in the work to focus on what brings you fulfillment and joy, and you're stepping forward in that energy. And sometimes when we do this, we can feel vulnerable. We can feel somewhat shy. I don't care what you have in your chart, and we're not all Aries You have many different energies within you. So there is a feeling of vulnerability, a feeling of shyness here, but you're working hard on this. You're focusing on it. You're not giving up. You're not getting distracted with anyone else's desires or anyone else's platform, anyone else's drama. You're staying very much involved in this in the next 7 to 10 days. You're beginning to have a much clearer understanding of the potential here, of the potential nature here, of the new reality and what it could truly mean for you, because there's a lot of Pentacles energy here, Aries. There's a lot of Pentacles. There's a lot of Earth energy. This is about living in the third dimension. This is about living a human experience. This is about coming down out of the ethers, out of meditation, out of spiritual work, and putting it to practice in real life to begin to change the reality, to begin to change your human experience. And for many of you, this has to do with financial security, financial abundance, enjoyment of the human experience, and comfort and warmth and stability. And whatever this is that you're doing, it does bring you quite a lot of hope. And that hope, that optimism for the future really is helping to drive you into staying very focused on what your goals are, and where you're moving now with the Eight of Pentacles energy. Again, there is a feeling of tentativeness here. That is normal, and that is something that I see you working through. You're stepping into the fear. You're stepping into the tentative nature of starting something new. Oh, and then we have the World energy here. Definitely a new start for you. Along with it comes endings of old patterns, endings of old behaviors, endings of old ways of thinking, because you're stepping into a whole new world here, with the World energy, a whole new world. And I don't think you're letting anything really stop you from this or distract you from this. Very powerful energy here with the Knight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, and the World energy. Powerful. It's almost like the energy of the Chariot, is it not? It's like the energy of the Chariot, just given to us in a way that it can be explained. We do have the Five of Cups with the Nine of Wands. So this is telling me of what you're stepping into with the Five of Cups. You've tried new things before. You have started new things before. You have been through experiences that have created lessons, which sometimes you can think of as failures. Other times you realize that they're truly the most beautiful of lessons. The Nine of Wands, so I'm explaining what the Nine of Wands and the Five of Cups is. Currently, this is a bunched energy. So sometimes the energies bunch. And we're seeing that here. As you're stepping so powerfully into this new experience, you will be fighting through some defensive natures. You will be fighting through fear and working with the ego, working with that part of yourself that is the warning system within you. As you move into a new experience, the ego will need to also learn how to be a friend. The ego will also learn how to live and think in a more abundant way, in a more empowered way. This is part of our own enlightenment and our own self-growth, is to begin to focus and intentionally change the thoughts within our own self, the ego within our own self, and work to transmute that, just as we're transmuting our own human experience and transmuting the health within us and the health within our outer environments. We are also working to transmute the ego, the thought system, the warning systems that are within us, because you're moving out of an old cycle where you have learned a lot of lessons in that old cycle. You're moving into a new cycle now where you will have new lessons to learn, new experiences to move through, and the ego will move with you. The ego is a very important part of our journey, that inner voice. It's a very important part of our journey. And as you move into the new level, it will begin to transmute, think differently, think more abundantly, think more in an empowered way, because that is part of the enlightening process. That is part of the ascension process. And we see it here very clearly, and it is to be expected. It is part of the journey. And I can clearly see it reflected here. It's not anything that will stop you. It's not anything that will change your course. It is just something that we step into as we open new doorways. We step hesitantly into new experiences, into new rooms full of people, right? It is hard for many of us to step into new rooms full of people, new rooms full of experiences. And we do have to step through the ego when we do that. We do have to realize that new people will be looking at us. New people will be seeing us. We will be stepping forward in different clothes and different, with different perspectives, with different mindsets, and other people will be seeing us, will be gaining their own insights from us. And in doing so, in stepping through new doorways, we have to allow that curtain to drop so that people can see who we are. And when we do that, that can cause us some difficulty, but I don't see it stopping you with this powerful 8 stepping into this new beginning with this love energy. And when we step forward into new rooms, into new experiences, into new lives with the energy of love, and we know that whenever we step out into a new place or wherever we go in the world, the energy that we project out from our inner selves is most always mirrored back to us. And so when we step into new rooms, into new experiences and new situations in the energy of love with the Knight of Cups, that will be mirrored back to you, my friends. That will be mirrored back to you as the law of the universe. So let's go ahead now and look at guidance. Let's go ahead and look at what this guidance is. We have the King of Pentacles coming in. We have death energy. And we have the 3 of Cups. So the guidance here is for you to continue to see the big picture, for you to continue to take steps in your life to bring in comfort into your life. This can be a lot of work. The King of Pentacles works very hard. The King of Pentacles works very hard to understand his holdings, to understand his property, to understand his money. And he makes decisions and takes action to find abundance within that, to care for his material items, to work to gain more material items, to bring in wealth and safety and security for himself. So he is out doing a lot of work. He's working hard. And look how the King of Pentacles goes directly on top of the 8 of Pentacles. This is an earth energy. This could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But for many of you, this is you in this energy, taking action in your life to help to bring maintenance, abundance, and proper care into your 3rd dimensional space, which is your home, your money, your work, your material possessions, that kind of energy. There is a transformation energy here, which I did feel that, a transformation energy, Scorpio energy. There is a 3 of Cups energy. So there is, and the 3 of Cups energy is over the top of the 5 of Cups with the 9 of Wands. So this is an energy of complexity, of a lot of people with a lot of different platforms and a lot of different opinions and a lot of different agendas. And there could be some messiness here, being pulled and distracted and by other people and other issues and just being caught up in a whirlwind of human stories, and it feels messy. It feels messy. So some of you could have come out of trauma within your relationships, within intimate couples, betrayals, gossip, and people being in spaces in their lives of unhealthiness and destruction within their lives. So when we're in these kind of lower vibe energies, or should I just say energies that aren't always in moderation, aren't always in a healthy space, where people can get caught up in situations that get the best of them, can quickly get caught up in addictions on substance, or lack of moderation, or obsession, or any of the behaviors that we all can get caught up in that create devastation in our lives. There is a transformation here, and there is awareness of that from the guidance that's coming forward, a reminder of all that you've been through, Aries, a reminder of the messiness that you have climbed out of, the new environment in which you're in, reminding you of the hard work that you've done. And the time is now for you to really capitalize on this focus that you have, this drive that you have, and this new beautiful situation that's coming in for you to begin to stabilize, to begin to experience a financially secure future and feel safe and stable within your home, within your workplace, and with your own money and your own financial stability. All right, Aries, I am going to be moving into the extended now. I do want to look into the Knight of Cups energy just a little bit more. In the extended, I'm going to go down into rabbit holes, my friends. And when I say that, I mean I'm going to dig very deeply into some of these energies and see what else I can pull out. And then once I'm done with that, I will look at the people who are around you and their intentions. All right, so those are the two main things I will be doing in the extended. So I'm going to be looking at this Knight of Cups energy. I'm going to be looking at this King of Pentacles. Perhaps for some of you, there is a King of Pentacles here that you've had a transformation with that was like a third party kind of an experience. I am going to go into the world energy to see what this new experience is for you. So I am going to be looking at the Knight of Cups. I'm going to be looking at the world. I'm going to be looking at the King of Pentacles. And let's see if there's any other energies that I want to look into here. This Wheel of Fortune, I'm very curious about this Wheel of Fortune and also this Ace of Pentacles. So I will be going into a few energies. I go deep into the energies. So it's really using a different skill, and I will take a little bit of a break before I do that. So for those of you that are here that are satisfied with this reading, I truly am happy with that. That is the point of this. I wish you all the best. For those of you who enjoy the rabbit holes, feel free to move with me over to the extended reading. I will see you there in a few minutes. Thank you very much, Aries. I wish you all the very best. Thank you very much.